Hello, I'm Eric Bultman, and this is my shop at Stone Creek Turnings. In today's video, I'll be going how I take a rough chainsawed blank to a thick-walled bowl that I can let it sit and dry for a few months. The reason I do this is to avoid a finished bowl that has that nice warped look to it. So by letting them dry for a few months, I can get a bowl that stays much more stable. So hopefully in this video, I'll go over some of the lessons that I've learned through trial and error so that you can rough out your own bowls and have fun wood turning. This blank was rounded out with a chainsaw. As you can see, I've drilled a small hole in the very middle of that. I use that to make sure that when I put that faceplate on there, it stays completely centered. I go ahead and I just tap those screws in there when I screw them in to make sure that it doesn't drift at all. Once they're all screwed down, I can completely pull that plug out, and I know that there'll be limited wobble. For me, once I put a bowl or a blank on the lathe for the first time, it's always a good idea just to spin it up when it's standing off to the side, just in case some bark or other shrapnel kind of go flying off of it. I've also learned that it makes it a lot easier when you true up the flat surface first and you slowly work your way to the outer edge. This way your tool will take a lot less beating, and so will your arms. I use the calipers while it's still spinning just to make sure that I know it's the right size. And here I also used a square scraper to start shaping that tenon. But really you can use whatever tool you want. So once I've got that tenon formed, I'll go ahead and continue to shape that radius. And here you can see the final blank. I got some nice cracks in there. I had let this blank sit for too long after initial cutting. So hopefully I'll be able to fill those cracks in on the finished bowl. I hope. So once I have that bottom all formed, I take that off the lathe and remove that faceplate. And then I'm ready to flip it around and put it back on the lathe. My favorite way to start hollowing out this blank is using my bowl gouge and using a push cut towards the center. I kind of work my way out, each time going about a ½ inch deeper, as you can see here. And then when I have that finished, I'll go ahead and smooth it out and just keep making each pass working toward the middle. So here from a different angle you can see me, I've already gone down several passes. I'm just working my way into the middle to get to the right depth that I want. Now that I have the walls as thin as I want them to be, I can go ahead and put that wax sealer on there. That goes on the in grain portion of the bowl, just so that the inside and the long grains have a chance to dry at an equal rate to the in grain, because that's kind of where the moisture goes out first. I also seal that lip right there just to make sure that that doesn't crack. So hopefully when I'm done, I'll actually have a bowl that has that original size to it. I've also found that the smoother I can get the outside of that bowl during roughing, it takes a lot less sealer to actually coat it properly. All that's left to do now is put a date on it, clearly visible, and put it on the shelf and let it sit for a few months. And hopefully when you revisit it, it'll come out beautiful.